Hey guys, J-Man here. All right, we are back and we're going to be talking to a fan of one of my favorite characters of all time and probably my favorite Marvel character. And we're going to get into why in a second. So that's going to be Namor the Submariner. Now, we are starting a little bit early today, which is okay. So this is going to be part of the Amazing Fans segment. If you want to be uh, on this show, let me know in a comment on one of my videos, hit me up on Twitter, which is at Lifetime Nerd, and we'll work something out. The next couple of weeks, I have a few guests lined up, but after that, we're going to be, I'm pretty open. And we can talk about any hero you want. It could be Marvel, it could be DC, it could be a movie character, it could be like a Conan or maybe the Shadow or the Phantom or something. So yeah, it could be any one of those. Just hit me up and we're going to go from there. Okay. So today we're talking about Namor the Submariner, and I'm going to bring in my special guest for today right now. His name is Yanamor. How's it
Hey
going,
guys.
man?
All right, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Okay, so before we get into it, just a very quick background on yourself, kind of where you're from and how you got into Namor and, why Namor kind of spoke to you or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll let you go for a little bit.
Okay, so my name's Namor. Hey guys, how are you guys doing? I'm from Chicago. I got into Namor at a very, very young age. So I don't know if you guys are really very familiar with Namor, but he goes back a long, long way. I think he goes back to 1932 or no, yeah, 1942 or 19 somewhere around there, 1942-ish, 2 years before Aquaman. So let's establish that right now, guys. Okay, so I got into Namor when I first watched the original Marvel um, comic cartoon. I don't know if you guys remember that, but you can actually go to YouTube and see and see all of the episodes. And I just fell in love with the character. He was very regal. He was very polite. He was almost a different character then, way back then, and that would be the '60s than he is now. And I guess we'll touch on that later. But his kingmanship, the way he took care of his people, um, it just I fell in love with him. I fell in love with Atlantis because I was always a King Arthur type of person, and I like kingdoms. And for some reason, I really gravitate towards kingdoms. So, um, and my older brother, he was a fan of him too. So that would be our special time together, watching the cartoons, and then that's when I started collecting comic books, and I collected him the most.
Yeah, and you know what? I've got that cartoon, and I'm actually looking for it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna show you what I did because that
Okay.
cartoon is virtually impossible to get here. You are able to officially order it in the UK, actually,
Wow.
um, but it won't play. I'm from Canada. It
Yeah.
won't play in our region. You're Chicago, you said?
Oh.
Yeah, so we're region one. So
Yeah.
it won't play for us.
Oh
But what I
no.
did was on YouTube, you can get all the episodes, and I actually made my own cover, and I'm going to show it to you. I have it right here. Hold on for a second.
Okay.
All right, so I actually made my own cover for
Wow.
the cartoon, and I made a little
Wow.
DVD,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
put on,
See,
and I just burned all the episodes
yes. The love
myself.
is real.
Yeah, it's this is a cool cartoon. So they did that cartoon had Captain America,
Yes.
um Iron Man,
Yes.
Thor, Hulk, ever loving Hulk.
Avengers. Didn't they do
Ave-
Avengers?
They
No.
may have done. I don't know if I don't remember if they did Avengers. I'm going off memory. I don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They did not do Spider-Man because Spider-Man had his own
Yes.
cartoon,
Absolutely.
which was
Yes.
the better version. Now,
Yeah.
oddly enough, so you were talking about. Oh, sorry. I just got some Namor stuff here I was going to try to show you. But Namor does predate Aquaman. I think he's 1939, 1940. I
19,
mean, we can
okay,
look,
there we go.
like we can
Yeah,
look it up.
yeah.
His first appearance is an unpublished appearance, and his first official appearance was 1939.
Okay.
So this is some of the Golden Age stuff. I'm going to make myself the full screen here. So this is
Nice.
some of the old stuff. Now, unfortunately, well, I can't afford it. I don't know if you can. I can't afford any of these.
No,
No way.
yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah.
So I have
I'm
this.
finished. Right.
Yeah.
I won't have those. I will have what you have right now, but I won't have the originals.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are going
Yeah.
to have the original.
I have to hit
We're
the lottery.
talking like this is like pre-Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
absolutely. Timely comics.
timely, yeah.
That's right.
Uh,
Timely comics.
and that's going back with the Human Torch, the
Yeah.
android,
Yep.
Namor, our boy Namor,
Yep.
Captain America, Bucky, Toro. Like these are the originals. Like people keep thinking, and I don't. I'm not gonna. I love Stan Lee,
Yeah.
but whenever I see Stan Lee, he signs a Namor book or he signs a Captain America thing, and I'm like, guys,
No.
he didn't create
No.
those. He
He
didn't
should.
create
He
those.
should. He should sign Bill Everett, and respect for Bill Everett, and that would be it.
Yes, and actually, and also too. So I grabbed this one here. This here is a great book.
Wow.
Um, this talks about the birth of Marvel Comics, and so it's called Bill Everett, the Submariner, and the Birth of Marvel Comics.
Wow.
And I reviewed this book, and the author liked and reshared my video and reached out to me on Twitter and stuff for it.
Wow.
So that was great. So you started, and like you, I love King Arthur as well. We almost maybe need to get back together for a King Arthur talk because
Yes, most
um,
definitely.
and I think like I'm sort of now you're actually a little bit more you were more into it than I was. As a kid, I liked Spider-Man
Mm.
and Captain America and Hulk and Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman. Namor came later as I matured. Did you? So you started getting the comics. So were you getting like I've got this one number one,
Is that the
right?
original?
Original of
The reissues.
the reissue. Yeah, like but this is
Okay.
the original number one
Yeah.
after, and I have all of Tales to Astonish.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, starting from when Namor
Yeah.
came into Tales to Astonish. From that, I have all of the originals, and this is the originals, and I've got almost this entire series.
Wow.
I've been systematically getting them at different shows. So this one cost me $70 back whenever I got it.
Nice. Nice.
So did you were you into these like or
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
Every line, every line, every issue is what I have in my house, and it's causing a problem because I have books everywhere. But the boxes and boxes of books, man.
oh me yeah, me too. I had 22 long boxes filled,
Oh.
and I had to get rid of a bunch, but now it's starting up again because to try to go back to grab these Namors is tough. It's tough. But do you remember this? I don't know if I don't know. This is the Viewmaster.
I
Remember
do
you?
not. I've never seen that before. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So they did
Wow.
a Namor Viewmaster, and it's those. You remember Viewmaster, right? Those
Yeah,
discs.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Where
Yeah.
did
They
you
actually
find
did
them? Like a Comic Con?
I don't know what this is from back in the day, I believe, and I don't know how I got. Actually, a friend of mine, Sean, who may or may not be watching us right now,
Okay.
he co-hosts with me sometimes. I don't know if Sean gave me this.
Mm.
If Sean, if you appear later on it and you're able to chat, let me know if you gave me this or not. But I definitely got this at one of the shows, and I got one other thing that I wanted to show you real quick as well. This is from Avengers number 292. I'm going to full screen myself just so people can see what this is. This here is what's called a color guide.
Wow.
So this is a one of a kind. There is no other. Every page of every comic book back in the day had one of these where the inker would tell you like what colors to use. So this is a one-off sheet. There is only one of these in existence. So you can actually get these. They're not that expensive online. Oh, Sean is in the chat. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Namor had an epic
Sean.
mullet. Yes, the Fantastic Four cartoon. You remember him in the Fantastic Four cartoon?
Yes,
I
I
could show you.
remember that.
This here is my Namor shelf of stuff, and I can show you. This was him in the cartoon,
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
right?
Wow.
So remember that was kind of. I mean, he was a bit mean. Was he mean in that cartoon? Because you were saying that, like, I mean, and Namor's character has changed a little bit, right?
Yes, it
Like,
has.
yeah.
Yes,
So
it has.
what are your thoughts on that? Like, why do you think that happened?
Well, I think his the situations that writers constantly put him in would make any character disgruntled. So I think they just over, because Atlantis has been destroyed how many times? And so it's like you can't have the same nice demeanor when
Mhm.
things are constantly going wrong. So I think he got kind of, stuck in the same type of frame of mind with a lot of the writers. And so today he's this really angry guy when then he was more of a prototypical hero. At least in Atlantis, he was a
Yeah,
hero, you know. So
yeah. What I liked about him, and I'll tell you the first thing. So basically, Namor. What happened was is that I was never into Namor at all, and then
yeah,
somewhere along the line, this came out, and I brought this out. I have all the issues of this, but I this is the essentials. I don't know if you've seen these. These are
yeah,
very. They're just
yeah,
black and white,
yes. I
but
love him.
they're very cheap.
Yeah,
So basically, you get the entire thing. So I bought this because it was literally like it was like $10 or something,
yeah,
and I bought Captain America and I bought Fantastic Four, and I was like, well, let me get Submariner, and I plowed through this. This is all of Tales to Astonish.
because
Um,
you know why? The history is so
yeah,
rich,
so rich.
so rich, more so than any other character. Maybe Thor. Thor has a rich history as well, but
Yeah,
Namor's history is so thick and so rich. His culture is just it is wonderful, man.
I know. Yeah, I it is amazing. And like
Yeah,
when I read, I thought, wow, you can make so many movies just off of this one. Like just
absolutely.
this book. Forget
Yeah,
about the comics after.
yeah,
Even if you just did this,
yeah,
and I'm thinking, and I love this kind of idea that look, he's just wearing the green trunks. Like
yeah,
I'm not going to adhere to your sense of what you think I'm supposed to wear. You know, like now they got him in that black suit, which is cool, and he's got
yeah,
armor, but he's
yeah,
like, why? I don't need
yeah.
to wear this crap. Like,
Right. I live in the ocean, man. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
I live in the
I don't get
ocean.
cold. What are you like? I'm good.
I'm good. I know, and I like that idea that he's just like, look, I'm just gonna wear this. I like aquatic characters. I always
Yeah,
liked. I also do like Aquaman. Not as much, but you
yeah.
know, I like Merman from He-Man, and
Mm,
I like those kind of like those marine characters.
yeah.
But yeah, like Namor. I mean, are you? Would you like to see him? I guess you'd like to see him appear in the MCU.
Okay, so that I'm cold and hot on that. I'm 50-50 because if you don't do it right, I'm gonna be awfully, awfully angry. And people are I don't want to see the angry Namor. I don't want him to be the enemy of all land dwellers. You know what I mean? And that's what he's building up to be. And
Yeah.
I don't. That's not the Namor that I love and admire. So if they do it the proper way, and it looks like he's gonna show up in Black Panther too, and so you have the regal Black Panther, I mean Wakandans, and then you have the old dirty Atlanteans, and it's like you got to get it right, and if you get it right, I'll love it, but if you don't, I'm gonna be very upset.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I'm a bit nervous. Like I want
Yeah,
Namor, obviously, because he's a great character. I feel I'm not, and I'm not dogging on anybody. I feel that Marvel, the company, maybe doesn't have as much respect for Namor versus someone like a Captain America, where like I try like Captain America came out looking really good in his first movie for
yes,
sure.
yes, he did. Yes, he
Um,
did.
I thought Black Panther, just because you mentioned Black Panther too, like Black Panther in Civil War was like the best character. He was really good. So I don't think Namor's gonna get that I don't know. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the love of Namor.
From Marvel, you mean? You're
From
not
Marvel,
feeling
I
the
mean.
love from Marvel, yes.
From
The
Marvel.
writers, yes,
Right, right.
exactly.
Uh,
Now, one thing that kind of comes to mind is when it comes to Namor is that I'm not very optimistic to see Namor in Black Panther because I love both characters. So what I really want to see is Namor in a Doctor Strange movie. Now, see, they have that friendship with the Defenders. I think that'd be really, really nice. So and I've heard that he may pop up in Doctor Strange, and so if that happens, I'm all for it.
yeah, dude, and that's the real Defenders. Let me
Yeah,
burst every bubble. The Defenders you saw on Netflix.
no,
That's hashtag not my
yeah,
Defenders. If you want to go there,
no,
I mean
that's not the Defenders.
it's Doctor Strange, Namor, Silver Surfer, Hulk. I would accept Valkyrie. I would accept
Yeah,
Nighthawk. Because Nighthawk stayed for a long time. Valkyrie
yes, he
stayed for a
did.
long time.
Yeah,
So I'd probably say because Silver Surfer's hard because he's so powerful. So if you were to do Defenders, Doc Strange, Namor, Hulk, Valkyrie, they already kind of exist
yeah.
in the MCU. I'd love to see Nighthawk. I personally really think Nighthawk's
I
very
really would
interesting.
too. I really would. He's a very interesting character.
Yeah, and,
He's a
and
very interesting character.
Sean had something I recall giving. Oh yeah, maybe Caleb. Hey, how's it going, Caleb? Thanks for
Caleb,
joining us. Steven, thank you so much for joining us. Steve, what's up, guys?
you
Agree with the
good?
hesitation on Namor. MCU has a problem with gray characters. Yes. Yes, that's pretty much what Yanamor is saying. It's like they're gonna just make him a bastard. He's gonna
Yeah,
be like, screw the surface dwellers. I want to kill everybody, and that is not like Black Panther and Namor do have similarities. Like they're looking out for their people, and the thing is like that could be seen as well. It's weird that if Captain America's looking out for America, he's a hero, but if Namor's looking out for Atlantis, somehow he's a villain. Isn't
exactly.
that's a weird? Isn't
That is
that
wrong. Black Panther's looking out for Wakanda,
Yeah,
and
right,
that's right.
exactly. And it's right.
That's right. But when Namor looks out for Atlantis, it's wrong. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, man. It's like you can't have both because it just doesn't add up. You got to be straightforward on all sides.
Are you nervous that people or does this, kind of like this a little bit kind of sometimes ticks me a bit, though I love Aquaman. And I even have a tattoo of Aquaman. I have an
Yeah.
Aquaman tattoo. I don't have a Namor tattoo because I don't know what to do. I was thinking of getting the wings on my like the wings tattooed on my heel on my
Oh,
heels or
that's dope. That's
but
dope.
anyway,
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool. But then I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm Namor. No, I'm not Namor. When they do Aquaman, and then someone's like, "Oh, Namor's just the same as Aquaman," and I mean, they could not be more different,
Yeah.
right?
Most definitely. Very much different.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? I really like the okay, so with Doctor Doom, Von Doom, Namor and his nation, and then Black Panther with Wakanda. I love the interaction between those three when they
Right.
are in the same room or they have to collaborate together because these are not just like villains or heroes, they are leaders. And so it makes the conversation very rich and it has substance to it because when they talk, they're not talking for themselves, they're talking for their nations. And that is just so dynamic to me. What was the group when the secret group that came together?
Illuminati.
Um, Illuminati. Yeah, I love that. That was great.
That
I
was
really
Namor.
did.
Yeah, and you know what was funny in that Planet Hulk story? Namor was one of the people that said, I don't agree with sending Hulk away."
And when Hawk came back, he knew that.
Yep.
Yes, he did. He did not go to Namor to knock him out, to punch him out. No, he went everywhere else, and everyone else got it. But Namor was good.
Yeah, I like that Namor. Look, he's looking out for his people, but the thing is, it's like he can have adventures in Atlantis as well. Like a lot of these tales to astonish, which I do have the issues. I didn't want to bring them
Yeah,
out or whatever because they're all nicely
yeah.
packed up. But a lot of this has to do with just adventures, even just in Atlantis, looking for the Trident and that kind of a thing.
So great.
Um, so great, and I feel that the Aquaman movie borrowed a lot more from this sort of tale than in Aquaman's own lore. Now, I'm not an
Yeah,
expert on Aquaman until Peter David took it over when he
yeah.
lost his hand. From that point on, I've read everything from Aquaman, but I felt that the movie. I liked the Aquaman movie; it was fun, but I felt that like that angle was more of a Submariner angle, and I thought, oh, that's they shouldn't do that because now if they do it with Namor, people are going to be like, oh, you're just copying DC, you know?
So sad. So sad. So sad. So some of the episodes that I like, I really like the faceless ones. Do
Mm-hmm.
you remember those? Um, and my favorite Namor villain is Suma Kit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know most people would think I was gonna say Tiger Shark
I was
or
thinking.
Orca, but I love Suma Kit. He
Let
was
me see
really
what
great.
let me see what he looks like. Name. Oh, I don't know if I can share my screen. Yeah, I can't. I can't figure it out. You
But
know,
yeah,
I'm trying to think about who I like because I mean, like everything from these pages is what I
yeah. So
really
Suma
like.
Kit would not be in those pages, but
No, he's way later.
the faceless ones is most definitely in there.
Yeah, faceless ones, and also who's the main guy in this? I've read these so long ago. I'm trying to find. It's gonna be hard to find going through all these because this is basically where Namor's on the quest
Yeah.
for the Trident. Most of
Mm.
this stuff is, and he's trying to like regain his mantle and all that. But I've not gone through and read everything. But I got what did I end up doing was I got everything on digital because it's impossible. I don't know if do you get digital comics at all?
No,
No, I
no.
know. It's not they're good for if you need a quick read.
Yeah.
Um, like something like Super Villain Team Up. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Namor and Super. Or like Invaders. Like I can get the old Invaders on here, and they're $1 a piece, so they're very
Yeah.
cheap. Um, but
You get
yeah,
yours
like
through Marvel?
sorry,
Do you get yours through Marvel?
I just get it through Comixology.
Okay, come out. Okay, cool.
And but I'm buying all the original issues, but I feel bad reading them because I don't want to ruin them. So
Yeah.
that's why I buy these digital ones that I can just read. Oh, Steve,
Yeah.
well, sorry, Steve, I missed your comment here. Yeah, Namor walked away. Yeah, he walked away because of all of that. That's right? Right, that Planet
Yeah.
Hulk stuff. There was a current. Do you know who Chip Zdarsky is? He's a writer.
Yes, he did Namor recently.
Just recently. Now, did you like that? Because I kind of like that. Now, I met Chip. So biased, I met Chip Zdarsky, and he
Really?
was super super cool. I got a photo with him. And he was talking about how much he loves Namor. And I friended him on Facebook, and he accepted my friend request, which is great.
Wow.
So I'm
Yeah,
technically not following him. He actually is my friend on there, which is great.
I,
Um,
I
so
I like him a lot. I like everything he did with Namor. I thought he was see, if the writers don't have a history of Namor, it will show. And his writings show that he knows the character. He really knows the character. So I appreciate that.
yeah, and he wasn't just like he wasn't just a villain to be a villain. I mean,
Mm.
it's tough, like because I think the thing is like so many people think of Namor as a villain that if MC were to bring him in, they're gonna bring him in as sort of an antagonist. But I don't know if you make him too much of an antagonist. This is my problem with Ant-Man Part Two.
Yeah.
Ghost. I don't see Ghost as like a villain as much as I
Mm.
see like she kind of got screwed, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's very difficult for me to cheer. Like when you see Red Skull, you're like, F that guy.
Right.
Like you want to see Captain America beat the crap out of him. But then
Right.
when you see somebody like a Ghost character where it's like, well, do I really want to see Ant-Man beat the crap out of her? I'm like, well, she kind of got screwed. So you
Does she
feel
deserve
somewhat
that? She does not deserve
she
that.
doesn't deserve it. So now it's not. Now you're getting into this thing where you're like, well, this villain isn't very.
Yeah.
I'm not angry enough,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like I'm trying to think of other examples where she was kind of sympathetic, and I don't and Namor, in order to be threatening, Namor has to be seen as a villain. But if you make him a villain, that's not his character. So I don't know what kind of movie they're going to do. Like if Black Panther, I don't even know who I guess is Shuri going to be Black Panther? I'm not even sure what's going on with that
I
movie,
don't
to be
think
honest.
anyone knows. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
anyone knows.
it's actually a bit of a mess because we nobody knows what to do. Like
Yeah,
because Shuri isn't ready to be Black Panther. She doesn't have the martial arts training or anything,
yeah.
you know. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. And if they bring Namor in, I mean, Namor should be able to wipe the floor with these people, right? Like,
I mean, we're talking about someone who's like Hulk level,
right.
Thor level. I mean, they don't have any defense against anything like that. You're gonna have to power him down an awfully lot, and then I won't like that because I'm gonna know that that's not my Namor.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that idea either. And that
Yeah,
sometimes happens with these translations. And the
yeah,
other problem is these translations become public. They become public opinion.
yeah,
Like, nobody thinks of like when I think of like Black Panther, I think of like Jack Kirby Black Panther going
yes,
on adventures and stuff. I'm
yeah.
not thinking too much. I know like there's the Christopher Priest run of Black Panther, which I've started to read. It's pretty good. The art is killer. But like again, like this is after the fact. Like when I
Yeah,
was younger, Black Panther was the Jack Kirby Black Panther,
yeah.
and same with all of these characters, right? Uh, it's like I've got the old idea of them, not the new. And Vision for me, I actually have the white Vision first appearance. Like Vision was white when I was reading.
I remember that. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
so
right.
it's hard for me to adjust into these new, because I don't know what people will think now of Namor.
Yeah.
And is he going to literally be like naked with just the green? Probably not.
I would like for him to be animated like Hawk is. I know no one wants to see that, but they do a really good job displaying Thor's power. And I don't think they'll be able to do the same thing with Namor. Because Namor is a powerhouse and he needs to
Yeah,
display that. He really needs to display that. And I don't know. It's just so much to I'm afraid. I'm really afraid, you know.
yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's just like there's a lot of people that want him. I think Namor is one of those guys where the fans that like him really, really. There's no casual fans. They're either right into Namor or they don't care as much. You know what I mean? It's not like Captain America where even Spider Man or Hulk, where people are like, yeah, I like Hulk. He's cool. Like you can be a casual fan of Hulk. Namor is like either you're like, yeah, man, Namor is awesome, or
Yeah,
they're just like, yeah, whatever. He's just an
it's
aquatic.
another guy. Yeah,
And that's where we have the problem because usually with those characters, like see Hawkeye, I love Hawkeye, but they did not do Hawkeye proper, in my opinion, in the MCU. Like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, they got like
and
this big
Hawkeye.
treatment. Hawkeye's down. I think Hulk kind of, I don't know, he kind of didn't get his fair shake either.
Well, that was because Universal they had the rights to him, and so it might have been some animosity where we're not going to give him the main stage
Right.
because technically we don't own him right now. So we're just going to show him, and everyone should be happy. They see the Hulk, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, they didn't get into the depths of
Mm.
of that character, and there's a lot to discuss with Hulk. Hulk is a very pretty good character too that people don't really get into, especially if you're reading those old Tales to Astonish. I read them because it came with the Namor
Yeah.
stories,
Yep.
and those are really cool too. Now, I wanted to mention something too. Now you love Namor, but you've also done something else with Namor where you've incorporated him into some of your talents, and you've done a couple of things. Do you want to let everybody know what kind of stuff you've been doing?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know a rapper's name by the name of um, Doom, but he was a very influential guy in my life, and I love him to death. And so I'm a hip hop artist, and so I started to do something very similar to what MF Doom was doing, and I came up with a line of 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 songs or raps under the guise of Imperious Rex. Now, Imperious Rex is something that Namor screams when he's about to do a power move or a power punch or something, but it's very indicative of Namor. So I have a line of raps about Namor the Submariner, and the music is really hot right now. It's right now it's pre-production. I have my some very well-known individuals. I don't want to give out any names right now in New York who are completing and finishing some of the songs now. But it's very similar, not as kind of funny as MF Doom, but along the same lines. Very lyrical, very fun. Um, I think a lot of you guys would definitely love it. I've also written a book, a Namor book.
Oh, tell us about the book as well. Go for it.
Okay, so I was devastated that Marvel decided to kill Namor's son. So it hurt me so much because Namor goes through so much. Like he lost his wife, he lost his mother. I mean, he's always losing someone. He lost, he lost his wife twice, Marina. So about 10 years ago, he knew he had a son, and he didn't even get a chance to love his son before he had to murder his son. And so that devastated me because I'm very attached to Namor. So I decided to write my own, or to piggyback on what they have messed up, Marvel. So in my story, Kamar, I believe that's his name, Kamar is haunting Namor for killing him. And Namor had pretty much had to kill him. And it's a very long story, but you can go back in the back issues and see that. And Kamar is in his head, and it's bothering Namor to the point where he's in agonizing pain. And Kamar is asking him, why, Father, why have you done this? And so it's a very interesting book. Doctor Doom is in it, the Avengers are in it, the Defenders are in it, and it's just beautiful. In the end, Namor goes on a hunt to question the gods of the Marvel universe, and to find out, why don't you guys intervene with Atlantis as you intervene with maybe other entities. And it's beautiful. It really is beautiful.
Um, so yeah, and that's an interesting take too, because it's like, Marvel always does stuff where you're kind of like, well, I don't like what they did here, and then you think, well, what can I do about it? And I like the idea that you're like, you know what, maybe I'll write my own story and realize it that way. And and I don't know what issues these are, for anybody who wants to go back and read the Kmart stuff. You could just Google it, and you could see. Now, the most recent thing in Captain Marvel, the writer, I think Kelly Thompson's the writer, she introduced a future version of, I don't know if you've read those. It's I've read them. It's called, his name is Ove, I think. Ove.
OVE, yeah.
OVE, yeah. I don't know. And I'm caught up to Captain Marvel, although one issue came out today, which I'll read later tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not sure about that character. They made him like, they just went she went the route of, let's just make him an asshole. Always. And except for the Invaders, where Chris, or Chip Zdarsky did it, it's getting a little bit old. Like, oh yeah, okay. Like, why can't Namor's son maybe be a super duper good guy?
Exactly.
Right? Like, maybe he could be like a Superman, where he's like, he's so dedicated to helping everybody. All men are equal. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they should have done that where it's like his like upbringing is different. Like
Yeah.
he has a different take because it's like it's very easy to make a character be bad. I actually think it's harder to make it's harder to write Superman, right, than Deadpool, right, or
Yeah.
whatever as an example, because it's like, well, in order to write a good character, you also have to know what the right thing to do is, and you have to have a good moral compass,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
and when I was reading that Captain Marvel, I thought, oh, you know, now it's not Kamar or whatever. It's literally it's not that character. It's a completely different thing.
Totally,
I
totally different.
totally different. And I believe I'm not caught up on everything. I believe this was the first appearance of this Ove person.
Yeah.
Correct?
And he
Yeah.
actually kills Namor. They stated that he murdered his own father. So here we
I
go
know.
again with murdering family members and sick. Marvel's sick with this, man.
Like I don't get it. And to me, it would have been more
By the way,
refreshing.
I love you, Marvel. I love you. It's just
Yeah.
you got to do better with Namor. You have to do better with Namor.
And he's got
It's
this
funny,
King in
man.
Black thing right now, which I haven't read. Just because I can't get into the King in Black, that's a
Yeah,
separate issue. I just for some whatever reason I just can't get into. I like Venom, but Venom isn't my whole life, so
yeah,
I don't need to have
absolutely.
Venom. You know, yeah, you're feeling me, right? Like Venom is not my entire life. That
Yeah,
I need to have everything in Marvel be around Venom.
yeah.
So I didn't read the King in Black stuff because it had the King in Black title on it. Though maybe I should go back and read it really, just because it's a Namor thing. But
Well, I think you will like it.
yeah,
I
okay. So
think
I'll pick it up. I can get it at my
you
shop.
can get all five now. All five is out.
Yeah,
All
my
five
and
is
my shop is pretty good.
yeah.
But yeah. So yet again, it's like let's take the villainous angle and let's make him. You know, now he's even more of a like this son's even more of a bastard. And you're like, I just you start to think like I don't know, like is it just that you don't have any ideas that you can do something with this character? Like I don't think Namor's that difficult to come up with something cool. I don't know if it's just the writing in general. People are just kind of phoning it in now and let's just make him a bad guy or whatever, just cause.
Well, you have
Um,
to have love, and someone just mentioned that. I would love
uh,
to see
Namor
Namor
and
Black
MCU
Panther 2.
Black
Yeah,
Panther 2.
that may happen. That may happen. I don't think the writers see it should be some type of interview or uh, someone needs to talk to the writers and say, okay, do you really like this character? Do you know the character's history? You know, it should be more than just someone who has a talent to write. You have to have accountability to some of these characters, and I don't think it's there for Namor.
Oh, it's definitely not.
Yeah, it's not there.
And a lot of these, you know what, and this is sad too. And I've interviewed a while back. I interviewed, and I don't want this is for sure 100%. We're not turning this into some kind of political thing. But I interviewed Cena Grace. Now I don't know if you know Cena Grace. He did Iceman. He was writing the Iceman book,
Okay.
and Marvel pretty much without actually, I don't actually have the evidence, but he basically pretty much told him that well, you're gonna, you know, you're a gay man, so you're gonna write the gay character. That's literally sort of what they told him inadvertently, right? And soon as that book was done, they were done with him, right?
See,
And he,
that's evil,
right, and the thing is that he
not
had said
professional.
it's not, and he had said that he had a lot of ideas for Wolverine that he wanted, and he loved Wolverine, and he really wanted to do something with that character. And it ended up that they're like, well, no, we're not going to give you Wolverine. And it again, they're not basing it on the quality of the writer. This isn't the old days where Alan Moore comes in and transforms like, you know, it's like he takes Swamp Thing
Yeah,
from a cool character to like one of the like this literary masterpiece or whatever of
yeah.
Swamp Thing. And it's like now they're just looking to just hire whoever they think is going to look politically nice for them,
Mm,
whether you know, and then and even if they have talent, they won't let them shine in
yeah.
other characters. Like so many of these people want to write more, and there's passion. They're like, I really want to do a Wolverine story, and you're like, why? Like, yeah, where's the interview process? Like, do they sit down? Do you like Namor? No, I think Namor's trash. Okay, you're hired.
No, you know the thing is, why do you even know anyone's sexual preference? I mean,
Yeah,
like,
you shouldn't be allowed to ask that in an
it's such a
interview.
business. We're like, you don't know anything.
Yeah, no, you should not be allowed to ask somebody that in
No.
an interview. but I mean, my point really is that when a writer who's pretty good has something that they want to, a story they want to tell, they're kind of like, well, we'll see, and then you don't really get to it. So I don't think they care that much. I don't know what Marvel and DC are doing in general. I'm reading a lot of DC and a lot of Marvel, but it seems like the X-Men. I'm reading a lot of X-Men currently, and Namor is the first mutant. First mutant. Nobody gets into that. Nobody mentions that.
I don't think they like it.
I don't think they like it either.
I think people know it, but they don't like it.
They don't like it. Yeah. I think they just need to look through their archive of characters and say, "Oh, we haven't used this person yet." Throw them in. I mean, yeah. I mean, Marvel has so many characters. They don't know. They don't know what to do with half these people. Sean, I don't think Feige would permit Namor to be undermined. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. So maybe you've got some trust. Hey, Belle, how's it going? We're talking about Namor, who predates Aquaman.
Right.
And he could probably beat up Aquaman. I think he's stronger than Aquaman. Would you agree with that? I think so.
He would tear Aquaman's arms off, man. It'd be a bad scene.
Yeah, and Namor doesn't give a crap. Like if you've pissed him off, it's on. He's taken on the whole Fantastic Four. Like by himself.
He just beat up Avengers. He just beat up the Avengers now and with last year, right? Yeah. So
Truth says Truth is a guy who's a buddy. He's saying it's trash, but we're gonna teach him a lesson when next time he live streams. I'm going on there. We're gonna have it out. Okay, so Universal had Namor screen rights and sat on it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's with Disney now.
That is true. That is absolutely true. They sat on it. They didn't do anything with it. But I think it went back to Disney now.
So I mean, like, does Disney have everything back now? They're very close.
Everything. Of course, they don't have Spider-Man back. They'll never get Spider-Man back. But but I think they have Hulk and Namor back.
So yeah, let's see what they can do. I mean, I'd love to see like Hulk and Namor. Please, that'll be funny. Yes, I will go on his stream and but the thing with Namor is that because I have I should send you this. I made a little Namor. I have it here. Let me show it to you. Hold on a second. Hold on. I make these little.
Oh, nice.
I make these little paper craft characters. So I found a template online, and no one ever made Namor. So I decided to make. So this is made out of paper. You just fold it up, and you make them. So I made them out of cardboard. I should send you this template. You can print them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nice. Yeah. But it's actually it's paper.
You can sell those.
I did try to, and I was getting into a little bit of trouble because somebody was saying, well, it depends on. Is it just a creative thing or what? I don't know. I should post that in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And let people. And I did the black costume as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any actors in mind that you'd like to see if they do? I can't think of anybody myself.
But. Well, you know what? I thought about it, and I'm like, this is too hard because some people say he should be Asian, and then some people say no, you should keep it the way it is. And so it's like, you know what? I don't really care about that. I care about you getting things right, getting the character right, having a great actor, no matter who that might be, who can pull it off. So that's what I really care about. I don't really care about who.
Yeah, he needs to have the Spock ears and he's got to have the widow's peak hair and the spiky ears, and then you could. I mean,
now that one guy from Star Trek. He kind of intrigues me on that.
Zachary Quinto, was that who?
Yes. He's very interesting. He might be able to do it.
Yeah, he needs to. I haven't seen him I don't know how buff he is.
Yeah,
he'd have to buff himself up. I mean, Jason Momoa as Aquaman was. I don't know. He looks good. But I wish that he was a little bit more. I wish the character of Aquaman was a little bit more smarter. I don't want to say he's a meathead, but I wish he was a bit more smarter.
So is I'm not familiar with Aquaman from DC, but whenever I see him, he doesn't come off as a meathead.
No. Yeah.
as a funny guy a little, but this Momoa guy, he's a funny guy,
Yeah.
and I don't. That's like, okay,
Right. Like, yeah, like Aquaman is still like when you're like the thing about Namor is that he's a king and so is Aquaman. And it's like Namor's a king.
yeah,
He's not to be made a fool of. This is why I like Namor. Like he'll walk in and if someone's like talking down to him, it's like, excuse me, what are you I am the ruler of like 70% of this planet
right.
or whatever, right? Like it's like,
You just don't walk up to the president and just say, "Hey,
yeah,
what?
the
No,
pre
I'm
yeah,
different, man. I'm different now."
yeah, like you're the president of what? Like you're the president of this little thing. It's like I surround you, right? Like I can sink
Exactly.
this whole thing. So
Exactly.
yeah, people
Yeah.
talking down to him. It's like give me a break. I don't think Disney has Hulk movie rights yet. Okay, She Hulk. Oh right, maybe yeah. So maybe that's it.
Uh,
Oh, Bella's asking Superman versus. She knows me, and Superman is my favorite. Superman beats everybody, and that's just that's a
that's just all
respect
to
thing.
it. Yeah,
That's a
that's just all
respect
to
thing.
it. You might have to go get One Punch Man or somebody from
Oh my
the
god.
anime world, but other than that, Superman's the king over here.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah,
One Punch Man. We should. Do,
yeah.
I have all the One Punch Man seasons here, and I've got the manga.
Yeah, the Punch Man is he's the
Is
bomb. He really
he's
is the bomb.
awesome, and, and
Yeah,
and he got his powers by just working out. He worked out for like a couple of years, and they're like, "That's it." He goes, "That was a
oh
very
man, this is
uh,
hilarious, man.
that's great. We should do a One Punch Man thing. That's too funny." Yeah,
Yeah,
whoever's Regal with a touch of arrogance. Yeah,
yes.
and that yeah, I don't know. It's that would be a tough
That's a
casting.
king. That's a king. Arrogance, regalness. That's a king.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know why. Like, I think I don't know if it's just that people want to perceive that differently. Like, oh, he's a king, and we don't want to have this the idea that this king is like now taking over our freedoms or
Yeah,
whatever. Like this monarchy. And I think there might be some backlash on that. But look, it's a fantasy. It's like I mean, King Arthur's a fantasy, right?
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
it's like I love King Arthur as well, and like trying to, and that's why I also like Namor. Same kind of yeah. You drew the parallels in the beginning where it's like they're going on a journey. It's like a personal journey, but also just to reclaim their kingdoms. And it's
Mm.
like yeah, I like that kind of stuff. And I don't know why it's so difficult to realize it. I mean, like Namor should have been a movie already. I would think. Like
All
if
the way should have been. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and I don't know why they didn't have like they had the opportunities, I guess, during the Fantastic Four phase, but then I don't want like a lame Namor to be
Yeah.
a movie either, I suppose. Um so yeah, I mean, I don't know what's coming up after now that this King in Black thing is completed.
Mm.
I haven't seen anything. Do you know if there's anything coming down like the pipeline for Namor or
You know what? I read something, but I didn't remember it. But it was something they had planned, or it might have just been a fan hoping for, a continuation from King in Black. Because something that I don't want to give it away. I know you haven't seen, read the Namor side of King in Black, but the ending is wide open now.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, the ending is wide open, and so it creates a ton of storylines for the entire Marvel universe.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's not small, not at all.
yeah, you see, you're definitely more well versed in the Namor books than I am because I started way late and I'm
Mm.
trying to catch up in the back. Well, unfortunately, the last year it's been
Yeah,
pretty brutal. You can't go to any
brutal.
conventions, but
Yeah.
that's why I turned to digital just so I could at least start to read some of this and like try to catch up.
Mm.
I'm literally trying like from the beginning, not the Golden Age, although I do
Yeah,
have all the Golden Age ones too.
yeah,
But I'm trying from definitely from when he was reintroduced in
yes. The
FF, and
70s.
then and yeah, the '70s and go from
Yeah.
there. So Steve, are still oh yeah, just reading that Kevin Feige said the rights anymore are not clear. I see, and Disney
Are
doesn't own
not
the rights yet,
are
so
not
it's
clear.
not clear yet. So I
Wow.
don't know how they're doing it. Well, I mean, so She Hulk. You know, the problem with rights is that like there's so many weird things. Like you can do certain like I've actually we've been in I've been in movies and stuff as well, and there's a documentary made. I won't go into it. There's a documentary made with actually Sean is in it as well, and Steven is also in it, and I'm in it. There's a
Yeah.
documentary made on something that we do on the side. It has nothing to do with comics.
Yes.
And a friend of mine, he has all he it's about him and his life, and he has all these like patches, and he has like Iron Maiden and Fear Factory and like all these different band patches on his thing, but he has like Ghostbuster symbol and whatever.
Yeah.
And for the movie, they're saying that it's weird, like because he's a real person in a documentary movie, he's allowed to wear all those patches and not get copyright. But if it was a fictional character, then you need to have the rights of every single thing on, or at least the license rights to promote that. So it's like it's very weird with the way rights work, and you don't know what's going to get you in trouble. Like I know that J.K. Rowling, I know that she's very protective of Harry Potter, and she'll sue the crap out of you if you do anything. Like if you produce a T-shirt,
No,
it says
give me
Harry
my money,
Potter,
right? Money.
you're in
Exactly.
trouble, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and I'm sure, yeah,
this is a mess, because if that's true, then don't expect to see Namor in the new Black Panther movie, because that's all speculation right now. But if
mm-hmm.
Marvel doesn't have it, I'm certain they don't want to pay another production company money to use their characters. So we might still be waiting for a long time
I
to
think
see
we will
Namor.
be. And Aquaman 2, I think, is going to be happening, or maybe not now. I'm not sure if that just got. How the heck does Universal own Namor rights without making anything for decades? You're right, Sean, because they have to use those rights every 5 years or something, or else it goes back out for
It goes back,
optioning,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
thought.
so I don't know. I mean, there hasn't been anything for Namor at all. Like he hasn't even been in cartoons. I don't think. Like at all. Actually, I'm looking at some of the cartoons the more recent ones, Avengers and stuff. I don't think he's in any of that stuff. He's tied. He's very much tied with
Oh, he's in the
Fantastic
video
Four.
games. They did put him in the video games.
Oh, well, he's in Marvel Strike Force,
Yeah.
which I play. Um, so yeah, I guess Namor's in that. But yeah, it's a little bit weird with Namor. And Black Panther 2 is starting to become a little bit of a mess on its own because I don't know what they're going to do with that movie. And then having Namor come in is a big thing, and you can't just have him swim by and be like, "Oh, that's Namor, hi." Like
There he is.
there
There he
he
goes.
is, there he goes, and there's your Namor appearance, and and it's gonna like I need to see him like full blown. I mean, they could have done a movie. They could have incorporated. You know what they could have done? They could have incorporated have Namor be he's the king of Atlantis. He goes on adventures, whatever. He saves the day during World War II or something, and then he gets his memory lost. They could do something where something happened and his memory,
That
Red,
Destiny stuff. Go back to Paul Destiny. Yeah, that might be
yeah,
pretty cool.
and
Yeah.
like something like so, like yeah, like Red Skull did something and I don't know, it
Mhm.
blasted him and he lost his memory, and then he was living on the surface world, very weak and whatever. And then somehow something happened and he came back, and the movie is all about, so it's like a act one he's Namor fighting the good fight in Atlantis, and act two he's trying to find himself again, and then in the end he finds himself and goes back. It doesn't always have to be a supervillain fight. It could be a story, like you remember Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. I don't know if you had ever seen
Yes.
it here.
Greystone. Yes.
Yeah, and that one isn't so much about Tarzan fighting apes and fighting bad guys. That's
No.
more just like a personal journey. You could do that with Namor. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be interesting? A personal.
And that's exactly what they should do. He doesn't have to come on land for him to be an interesting character. You don't even need to see land at all.
That's true. You could have him do. I mean, I'd love to see the quest for the Trident. He fights all those things and finds the clues, and
Oh
Neptune's
wow,
guiding him
that'd
and
be
all
so
that.
great. That'd be so great. That really would, man.
Like,
That'd
and
be
then
so great.
you could turn that into a contest. Maybe there's a bunch of guys, a bunch of
Yes.
Atlanteans looking, and then each one
Yeah.
has a different colored shorts. So
Exactly.
Namor's got the green, one guy's got red, and that's why he's wearing the green
Yeah.
shorts.
And if you want him to be more inclusive in the Marvel universe, let him cameo in some of these movies. So we get our Namor fix over here with Doctor Strange and whatever else you guys are doing, but these solos, let him be adventurous in the sea, in his domain. I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
I
It
mean,
really would.
I don't think there's enough adventuring going on in any of the MCU movies. It's always about like we have to stop this particular
Yeah.
threat, which is fine. I mean, that's what superheroes do. But
My book is one. It's a huge adventure. It really is.
yeah, and I
It
think
really is. Well, and I will
that's like a
give that
cool
to
thing.
anyone. I will give that to anyone if you contact me.
So what's
Um,
your are you on you're on how if people want to contact you, what's a good source?
Snapchat, my name, Yana Moore, and even um, Facebook. Well, no, Facebook. My email address.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
So you can send that to me if you want. I can post if you want me to
yeah,
post it, I can post it
yeah,
into
it's
the
Yana Moore at Gmail. Yana Moore at Snapchat. I'm
yeah,
probably the only Yana Moore on earth
there you go. So it's like yeah, you got your name's right there, full
yeah,
screen, and then just at Gmail.
at Gmail. Yeah.
There you go. So if you guys want that, give them a shout. Let's take a couple more questions before we end up. Hulk turned up in the movies as long as it didn't star. Yeah, yeah. Like Hulk's been in and out.
Yeah.
So you can definitely do something like that just to get people a little bit more interested in Namor. You know what they need to do? Have some scene in an upcoming movie. I don't know what it is, Doctor Strange, where there's some kind of battle going on, and Namor just comes in. It's like let's say it's a bunch of guys fighting some creature,
I thought about that.
and they're just like getting beat up, and then Namor just flies in, splashes the water, and like smashes the crap out of the creature and kills it in one shot. And then Doctor Strange can get up and be like, "Thanks for the assist, Namor." And he's like, "Anytime, Doctor." It's like, "See ya," and they just walks away.
Classic hero right there.
I'd
Wow.
be
Yeah.
damn. I'd be like cheering in the theater for that. That'd be the damn best.
There's another rumor, real quick. I know we have to
Yeah.
go off, but the Eternals. So I
Oh,
think they have told Nate they have just said Namor is going to appear in the Eternals. So if that's true, he may come out as being a god or
oh.
godling or something like that. So it's going to be very interesting how they're going to incorporate him in the Eternals.
I totally forgot about
Yeah,
Eternals. It's like
yeah,
everything's like because right now we just saw Shang-Chi, so it's like we're getting
yes,
into these into the next phase here, and I
mhm,
totally forgot. And
yeah,
Black Widow's a mess, so they need to release that because that's all out of order. That Black Widow was supposed to be before Falcon, it was
yes,
supposed to be before Vision. It's
yeah,
messed up the order
yeah,
of all these movies because it's very precise. All these
yeah,
movies are very precise when they come out.
yeah,
So you can't be. I don't know. I'm definitely going to watch Black Widow and all that.
yeah.
Okay. So any final thoughts on Namor before we end off?
My number one character. Is very. He's. I just love him. So rich. His history is so rich. Backstories are so deep.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so last thing, Sean, Black Panther reminded me of Chris the Pink Panther. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
that's so sad.
Chadwick Boseman, that was a bad loss. Like he was like such a cool guy. It seemed in general in real life as well. Like he was battling cancer and didn't. Man, I don't think he didn't tell anybody. I like this was not leaked. I mean, he was filming. He's filming movies
Yeah,
while he's
yeah,
suffering. Holy shit! This
yeah,
guy's a champion.
yeah,
And nobody and you know what makes him even more of a champion? I'll tell you this just real quick. It's not Namor, but he's so good that he didn't go for the sympathy vote. He didn't go on Twitter and say, "Oh, I need help." He's like a true man. He stood up
yeah,
to everything. He's like, "I'm going to get this movie done." And wow,
yeah,
I mean, I can't believe that all like he's done
yeah,
all that's great. I think Aquaman is more popular because he's a hero and he was in cartoons and people watched cartoons and they're like Aquaman and he teamed up with Superman. Whereas Namor was always like he was always fighting the heroes and people thought we're not going to make a cartoon over a villain,
yeah.
and that's why they always used them. But
Absolutely.
that's what I think. All right, Yanamor, man, thanks. This was awesome, man. This was an hour.
Yeah.
This flew by.
Wow. Too quick.
Wow, too quick. All right, thanks for oh hey Cosmos John, what's going on? You popped in, but we're just about to end off. So I'm gonna just put you backstage while I close out. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks so
Peace,
much for
guys.
coming on. That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was awesome. If you guys want to be a part of the amazing fans, all you have to do is comment on my videos, get in touch with me in any way. In any way, I'm on Twitter at Lifetime Nerd. You can message me through just through YouTube. And let me know what character you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be Marvel or DC. It could be Power Rangers. It could be Godzilla. It could be Flash Gordon. It could be any of these characters. It could be One Punch Man. We were talking about One Punch Man earlier. Any of this kind of stuff, let me know, and definitely have you guys back on. Now, tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, that is going to be our comic book round table where we're going to talk about everything that's come out for DC and Marvel. We'll talk about Shang-Chi trailer too if you guys want to, so that's great. And for that one, I'll have my panel with me, and I will also invite people from the chat to join us in the danger room to talk about this kind of stuff. Okay, Yanamor, great. It was great having him on. Check him out. So you've got his information. If you want to check out his music or books, get in touch, and I'm sure he'll be able to do something for you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.